Yesterday we discussed for loop, right? And today we are going to discuss inner loop. Okay, inner loops, how we can use inner loops and how it's going to work. Okay, for example, just I will show you one output. Let it be, I will show here itself. If I want the output like 1 space 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, if this is the output I want, how we can do? Okay, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so in such a scenarios, we can go with inner loops. Okay, just I will first write the program and I will show you the flow. Okay. Okay, so first up to which number I want, like first just I will show you. So how many rows I'm printing here? 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So totally I want 5 loops. Okay. So for I in range, what if we want 5 rows, what we need to do? We need to add +1 to the end index, right? So what we are going to do here, 1 comma, I want 5. So I need to add +1 to that, so that will become 6. So that only you can get 6, I mean 5 loops. If you give 6 from one, like range 1 comma 6, if you give, you are going to get total 5 loops. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because we already discussed, range won't include the end index. Okay. Okay, is it clear, guys? So then what I want, what is here? First time I want to print 1, right? And second time 1 comma 2, and third time 1 comma 2 comma 3. What is the start number for like in this all 5 rows? 1 is a start index, right? So in each row we need to print from 1. Okay, for I, sorry, j we need to take. For j in range 1 comma I +1 we need to give. Okay, so why here we need to do like that means, so for, we need to start from 1. Okay, in first row what you need to print 1. So if you give end index as 1, how it will print? It won't print for us, right? If you want 1, then the end index should be 2, right? And if you want 1 comma 2, end index should be 3. If you want 1, 2, 3, the end index should be 4, right? So here I need to print from 1, and here what I did, every time I value is going to change, right? First time what is I value? 1. If I do I +1 means 1 + 1 is equals to 2, right? At that time, if you do 1 comma 2, you can print 1. Just to try to understand, okay? And second time, I value will become 2. 2 + 1, 3. At that time, you can print two numbers, 1, 2. Third time, I value is 3. 3 + 1, 4. At that time, you can print 1, 2, 3. Because start index, I already gave 1. Only I am going to change end index. How I am going to change? I am going to add +1 to the I. And here I value is going by iteration by iteration. In first time, I value is 1. Okay, then it come to the inner loop and I want to start from 1, and what is I value? 1. 1 + 1, 2. So here what it will become? 1 comma 2, and in first iteration you can print 1. Okay, in Paint, I will show you how it's going to work. Print and see. I want in one row. See, 1 comma 2 in one row, 1 2 3 in one row means here I don't want to get in new line. If you don't want to print that in new line, we want, like, we have one parameter called and in print statement. Means if you use and if you pass empty value, there will be no space or nothing between the numbers. If you give space, there will be space between the numbers. And I'm coming out from the inner loop and I'm just printing. So this will go to new line. Okay, just a second. I will show you in the Paint how it will work. Okay, so that you can get the clear clarity on that. See, okay, sorry. 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5. Sorry, J we need to print. Did you get the output? 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so in Paint, I will show you what will be the output, like how it's going to work for us. Okay, let it be the code. So first what I told, for I in range 1 comma 6. Okay, so at that time, what is the value of I? I value is 1. Okay. Hmm? Then what I am doing here, after that, I am going to inside the first loop. See, remember what is the value of I for first time? 1. Then I'm going to the inside. Means this is second line. Again, we have one inner loop there. Okay, inside that inner loop, what we are taking for j in range 1 comma I plus 1. Means what is the range there for us? 1 comma. This Paint is very ridiculous for me. Okay, here itself better we can discuss here itself. Don't mind, guys. So first time I is equals to 1, right? And then what we did in inner loop, j equals to 1 comma I plus 1. What it is mean? 1 comma 1 plus 1. That is, see, in first iteration I am telling. Okay, first iteration, what is the value of I? 1. And again we are going inside the first loop and then we have one more loop. In that loop, what we are doing, we are taking j, and what is the range we are taking? 1 comma I plus 1. So in first iteration, my I value is 1, then I am adding 1 plus 1. So what will be the final range? 1 comma 2. So if we do, and what I'm doing, print j, right? I'm printing j. So what it's going to do, it's going to print you the values. Okay, so first time, what is the value in j? 1. Okay, that will print 1. And then again we are going to the inner loop, not to the outer loop. Okay, okay, until completion of this inner loop, we won't go for the outer loop. Okay, we need to complete the inner loop, then only we can go for the outer loop. Okay, so here Then first it's going to print j value, that is 1. And what is the next value of j? 2. What we told, range won't include the end index, so it won't print the 2 value, and it will come out from the inner loop and it will go to the first loop, means outer loop. That is nothing but second iteration. Okay, in second iteration, what is the value of I? 2. Okay, and what is the value of j range? 1 comma I plus 1. So what is I second in second iteration? 2. 1 comma 2 plus 1. That is nothing but 1 comma 3. See, in first iteration that already printed 1, and then the number should become 2. That's why it's coming out of from the inner loop and then it's going to the outer loop. So here what is the value of I? 2. And then here the value of j in range is 1 comma 3. So what I am printing here? Print j. Okay, first what is the range for j? From 1 to 3. So first it's going to print 1. Again it will go to the j loop, not to the I loop. It will go to the j loop and it will increment the j value by 1. What is the value of j at that time? 2. 2 is less than our end index, right? So it's going to print 2. Okay, again it will go for the j loop and the j value will become 3. 3 means that end index 3 3 that won't include, right? So it will come out from the loop and it will go for third iteration, means outer loop. Okay, in this way it's going to work. So once this completion of the inner loop, then only it will go for the outer loop. Okay, is it clear, guys, or do you need one more time the explanation? And here we clear, right? It's printing a j and with spaces, not in new line, with the spaces, and this print for outer loop. So what it will do, it will just come to the next line, line by line. Okay, that's why you got 1 in one line, 1 comma 2 in one line, 1 2 3 in one line, like that. That is because of this print. Print automatically going to take new line. If you want to omit the new line, you need to use this and. And if you don't want space between the numbers, you can omit the space. If you want the space, you need to pass space as a value for this end, that too in the single quotes or double quotes. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, Manasa.
See, 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5. If you want in such scenarios, we can use. And maybe in some scenarios you saw like stars in some programs. In such cases you can use. Okay, based on the requirement we can go with the inner loops. Okay, this is a way how the inner loop going to work. So it will complete all the iterations for this j and then only it will go for this I iteration. Okay, I hope it's clear. At the end of the class you have any doubts you can ask. And the only two topics pending in this conditional statements, that is break and continue. Okay, so here what is the purpose of break is it's going to stop the looping. Okay, if you use break, then you can't perform the looping further. It will stop the loop and it will take the controller out of the loop. Okay, and continue is used to skip the particular printing a value or particular statement or particular like iteration in the loop. Like that we are going to use continue. Okay, see, break is going to terminate, I mean stop the loop permanently, but continue is used to skip a particular statement or a particular iteration. Okay, what is the main this break and continue going to do is just they are going to change the flow of the looping. Okay, just what they are going to do, just they are going to change the flow of the looping. Yesterday we already did one, but here I will tell for I in range 1 comma 7, but just I want the numbers up to 5, means including 5. After that, if I don't want to print the numbers. Okay, after 5 I don't want the numbers, means what I need to do, 1 2 3 4 I need to print, remaining all I don't want. Is it clear? So I need to print 1 2 3 4, then I need to stop the looping. Maybe that's my requirement. At that time, what we are going to do, you need to print 4, but you don't want from 5. What we are going to do, if my value is equals to 5, then what I'm going to do, break. Else I want to print. Okay. See, 1 2 3 4 it's print, and so what is the purpose of the here break is maybe we have some values. Okay, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop my looping up to my requirement. Okay, I want these values, and remaining values or remaining iterations I don't want. I want to stop the looping. In such cases we can go with the break. Okay, is it clear? So if I want to get only two numbers, 1 and 2, then I'm going to do 1 2. It will stop, it won't print the remaining, because here what we in first iteration the value of I is 1. 1 is not equals to 3, right? So it will come to the else block and that will print 1. Then in second iteration value of I is 2. I is not equals to 3, right? So it will come to else block and it will print 2. Next time, what is the value of I? 3. 3 is equals to 3, right? So it will stop. Here you use the break statement so that it will stop the looping permanently. It won't loop further. This is the purpose of break. Okay, it's going to stop. And in this whole loop, I don't want to print number 3. Remaining all I want. Except 3, I want all. See, 1 2 4 5 6 means what you are doing. If my I value is equals to 3, just continue, means it will skip it and it won't go to the else also. It will directly go to this further iterations. It won't stop the looping. It will skip that particular iteration where we set the condition. That particular iteration it's going to skip. Continue is to skip, and break is to stop the looping permanently. Okay, and if I give 5 and 3 also, at that time you need to use un. We can discuss that in the operators. If my value is equals to I r3, sorry, what it is mean, I don't want to print 5 and 3 values in this range. So what I'm doing here, I don't want 5 and 3 also. So if my value is either 5 or 3, just skip them. Okay, just skip them. If my value is either 5 or 3, just skip them. See, 1 2 3 skipped, 4 printed, 5 skipped, 6 printed. Means I'm just skipping these two values. So for the skipping purpose only we are going to use continue, and to stop the looping permanently we are going with break. Okay, and this is the flow chart. Actually this is for break. So what it's going to do, it's going to check the loop condition first. Means what it is, we are going to print I. Here what I did, I is equals to 1 comma, like for I in range 1 comma 7, right? It's going to check whether the I value in this particular range or not. Means if 1 is in this range 1 comma 7 or not, it's going to check. If 1 is in that range, it will go to the body of the loop. Okay, what it, when if the condition is true, it will go to the body of loop, it will perform that action again, it will go for next iteration. If the loop is false, it will come out from the loop. Even meanwhile, in body of the loop, if you use the break, it will come out of the loop. See, it will exit the loop. If break encounters, it's going to stop the loop. We saw that in coding itself. Then this is quite opposite. If continue is there, it's going to the loop again, not to the body of the loop. It's going to the again our looping statement, not to the body. Okay, like this. So if 5 and 3 is there, it will won't perform any other actions. It will go back to this looping. That is continue and break. And we have one more statement in Python that is called pass. Okay, just I will give pass. Just try to understand what it will do. See, it won't perform any action. So here one important question: what is the purpose of pass in Python? Pass is nothing but an empty statement. It won't perform any action. What is a like, then why we are going to use pass? Means maybe in some scenarios we need particular class or particular function, and at that time you don't want to perform any action, but in future if you want to add some action or some add some statements to that, up to that you want to left that to empty, that is mandatory, but you don't want to perform some action. So at that time you can use pass. This is pass is nothing but empty statement that won't perform any action. Okay, this is this is about pass statement.